Hey there, it's Patty Sampson again at Exposed Agent, digital marketing for agents, and just here to give you a new tip today on how to continue to drive people back to your website to create increased search engine optimization using the tools out of LionDesk and your website. So before we go, I'd love it if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to go into Facebook and go and like my page and follow it. I provide a lot of easy and quick tips in here to help be seen online. I'll continue to keep doing this, and if you really love what I'm doing, I'd love it if you give me some positive feedback. That would be really super. So thank you very much for taking time to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to you about, first of all, why are we wanting to drive people back to our website? Because we want to gain organic strength. We want people to keep coming back so that Google will then see the SEO, the search engine optimization of my website, and I want to be able to be seen online for my niche, so whatever that niche is. So in just a few short months I was able to get on first page of Google for a number of our niches, and I'm very proud of that from the work that we're doing with the tools that we have. So you need to have a site that's very good at search engine optimization, and WordPress is one of those. I have a WordPress site, and this is from iFoundAgent, and I would encourage you talk to me so I can give you a demo and discounts if you're at all interested in learning more about the website. But I'm also using LionDesk, which is the CRM tool. And so I have them both kind of connected, so anytime I get leads out of here, it goes in. And I'm able to use the systems to be able to drive people back. So if you were to be getting leads from any source, whether it's an open house, whether it's a networking, it's just people that you know, referral business, or online, which is where we get a ton of our business, you're going to want to be sending them listings. And it used to be we would send listings from the MLS, but I've realized that over time that if these people aren't ready to go or I haven't spoken to them, I'm going to take advantage of them. And I mean it in a positive way. I'm going to send them listings, but I'm not going to send them to the MLS because I'm not getting any search engine optimization out of doing that. So if I know that they're not quite ready or I don't know anything about them yet, then I am going to be sending them back to my website to get new listings from us. So in this case, we have a client who was looking for homes in Scottsdale, and they wanted mountain views. So everybody can do this, whether or not your site is like mine or not. You can come in and run a search on your website just like you're a consumer for whatever it is your client is looking for. And in this case, I have a blog that I'm able to build that actually builds in the search. And this is why I love my website, because I can make this blog say whatever I want it to say. Instead of just creating search results, it's actually getting more specific with the things that I want to say. I can add my photos and do whatever I want, but it's also building in a search. So as long as you have the ability to have a search, it works. I'll just show you really quick on my site how cool this is. This is the blog post that we wrote for it. This is the back end of the dashboard, and this is the code for the search that we built in. We had the ability to build this code in, and we basically just ran a search in here and added the code in. It's in a couple of minutes it took us to build this, so it's really cool. So, but for whether or not you have a site like mine or not, you can come in and just run like a random quick search, or if you've got advanced search, whatever you have. Build a page, and in most cases you're going to get an address up here, and it'll be a URL specific to that search. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that, and then I'm going to go over to my LionDesk account. Now this is actually me testing. This is I'm just coming into the person that I want to send the information out. This is me testing it, but you get the idea. I don't want to send this off to somebody. So so in LionDesk now, I'm in here, and what I want to do now is set it up to go out recurring. So on a buyer, I'm going to send it out every 2 to 3 days. And on a seller, and what would I send to a seller? In a seller case, I would probably send recent sales in their subdivision or community, if you're able to do that on your website. On our site here in Arizona, in the Armless MLS, it does pull in recent sales. If you don't have the ability to do that, you may want to set up some sort of market updates that you can send them. You can do the same thing with any kind of link you can pull from something if you've got a seller. On a buyer, I'm definitely going to be sending them listings. So this is an example for a buyer. So I go into the lead that I want to send this to, and I'm going to go ahead and click on email here, and I'm going to send an email. Okay, so I basically, when I do this, it automatically loads in my signature line, but there's no letter here, there's no template. And if this is something I'm going to do over and over again, I'm going to pull up a template that I'm going to use. And so I have a number of templates in here that I use, and I have a recurring template, for instance, but I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can locate one that just says subdivision real quick. And I can pull in one that I've previously done. So here's one, recent sales, that's one. New Scottsdale listings, recent sales. So I've got stuff that I've already pre-built. So I'm just going to pull one up that actually, New Scottsdale listings. So this is similar to a letter that I have pre-built. In fact, it is the letter that I pre-built. And you can just click on the template that's pre-built in here, and you too can build your own templates. And by the way, I do sell these, so if you're at all interested, I have them available. So in this case, I already have one built for this individual, and I just want to replace out the link that I'm going to send them. So that was the link from my website. So remember, I copied the URL that was built from the search, and I came over here. Oops, I came over here and I just replaced it in here. So I'm going to say new, so it's going to automatically pull in, because this is a template. I'm going to do new Scottsdale listings available today, and I could say new Mountain View Scottsdale listings if I wanted to, you know, to get more specific in my subject line, because I always want my mail opened, right? And it's already set up to go to this lead, right? But how do I send it out recurring? Well, I'm going to come down to the bottom, and I have an option to send it immediately. I have an option to schedule it in the future if I want to send it at a future date one time, or I could schedule it recurring, and that's what I'm going to do. If I was in the MLS, it would be going out real time every time something new came to the market, most likely. But you know what? These people are months and years away. I don't care necessarily that it's not quite real time. It is going to keep active, because my website does pull active listings every 10 minutes or so. But if I schedule it on a daily basis, they will get the listing. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start it today, and I'm going to send it at a certain time. I'm all for sometime between 10 and 11, because that way they go in and they delete all their junk, and hopefully my stuff doesn't end up in the junk mail. So I'm going to start it, and it's going to go out every 3 days. I want it to go out every 3 days on a buyer, okay? Whoops, 3 days on a buyer. I would go out every 7 days on a seller, so if I knew what their subdivision was or whatever, I could do that. You could also do it on a closed buyer, and you could send it out monthly if you want to. And then I want it to end after how many occurrences? Well, if it's a buyer that I really haven't talked to be honest with you, I'm going to go out 240 times. That's every 3 days, 240 times takes me out 2 years, right? We're about 2 years out, because it's August of 2017 right now. All right, I'm going to need to save this somewhere, and I do have a miscellaneous recurring folder that I put it in, but right now I'm just going to stick it into the subdivision templates, which is pretty much what I save a lot of stuff in. And I'm going to go ahead and schedule that mail. So what's going to happen is this individual is going to be getting this mail every 3 days, okay? Now, one of the things I wanted to show you, though, is that you have the ability to put a recurring mail into a marketing campaign. So if you have a marketing, like a pre-built drip mail campaign set up in here, and I'm going to just go to my drip mail account really quick so you can see. If you have a pre-built template that you want to add in for a certain zip code, you can build up your specific campaigns with these built in here already. So for instance, I've got a whole campaign for North Phoenix luxury homes, and so this is the drip campaign that I have built, and yes, I do have these online. If you want to contact me, I can show you more about them, and they're already built. They go out a year. The actual campaign has a lot of buyer tips and things in it, and I have seller, I have sphere campaigns, I have buyer guide campaigns, open house campaigns. But you're able to come in here and add this in specific for that campaign. So now this email with new North Phoenix homes available today is going out every 3 days to this consumer. And as a result of that, if I go over to my website and let me see, go over to Google, and if I run a search for North Phoenix luxury homes, that is a niche of mine, right? So if I run a search for that, and this is a Google search, mind you, yes, if you run this search, it'll show up on yours the same way because I've been testing it with everybody. Guess where I'm at? I'm right underneath the ads, pretty much. And I got here in 4 months, resending my site back to my consumer every 3 days, right? And when they get it, what's awesome about this, I can go out to my contacts, and I get notified every day from LionDesk. I'm sorry, not my contacts. Let me go out to my dashboard. I get notified every 3 days. Every day from LionDesk on who's been opening my mail. So I can come here and say, oh, so-and-so's been opening my mail, so-and-so's been clicking on my mail. So I can see the things that people have been looking at, right? So this is really, really key. I think it's important, really, that you keep a lot of this going, and you just keep, getting people engaged with you by sending stuff out, and you can see all the people that are doing that in your website. So LionDesk is really, really great for all of that. And so your goal is to send people back to your site as often as possible and to keep people engaged with you. And so when the time comes, you're going to be the one that they remember and that they will contact. And that's, the name of the game, right? Okay, so just a reminder, if you liked this, could you come here and follow and like, and if you could give me some feedback, I would love it. Obviously, I want it positive. If you didn't like it, then don't leave me any feedback, but I'm sure this is some help for you. Anyway, have a great day. Again, it's Patty Sampson, Exposed Agent. You can get a hold of me right there if you're at all interested in learning more about how I can increase your online business and also get you organized, automated, and help you generate more business. Thanks so much. Have a great day.